Well, hello everybody. This is Vicki Rose with Horsewomanship with Vicki Rose, and today I have Tom and Trina Curtin here at the beautiful, what did she call it? TCT.
Yes.
TCT Ranch in Prescott, Arizona. So thank you for joining me today, you guys.
You're welcome.
Really
You're welcome.
excited to get to know you better, and I'm here at a clinic that Tom is teaching. And just learning a lot. And you really helped me unlock some things the last couple days. So I appreciate that.
Well, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. I'm glad we could be a part of that.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been wanting to ride with you for a long time. So this feels like a big gift. So we have a clinic at 9, so we're going to keep this kind of short. This is going to be a little bit of a speed podcast today. So, of course, one of the first questions I ask folks is, tell me your beginnings with horses. And, Tom, we can start with you, and then Trina, you can fill in.
I grew up in South Central Montana.
Okay.
My dad had a little outfitting business, and then we also run a bunch of yearling cattle, and so we just grew up riding. We used horses and mules and stuff. That's how we made our living. My dad drove a lot of teams. We fed cattle in the winter. We fed horses in the winter with teams. We logged. So everything kind of revolved around dealing with these horses and mules and stuff. And we used them to help us make a living.
Yeah.
And so getting started, and I left home at a pretty early age, and I had an opportunity to work on a few different ranches and stuff. And then Trina and I got married in 1987, and we had an opportunity to go to work for the King Ranch under the supervision of Buster Welch. Prior to that, I had an opportunity to ride some cutting horses and stuff when I was down in Florida. I started some colts for a guy, and I went to work for him, and that's where I met Trina at.
Okay.
And but once we got married, we went to work there for Buster, and that was really the beginning of the actual horsemanship part of my life. And working for Buster was really, really interesting because we got an opportunity to ride so many horses.
Yeah.
He would sort through them 2-year-olds, and we'd basically start 100 out of he'd sort through 1,000 2-year-olds, and then we'd start 100 of those 2-year-olds. And so we had an opportunity to ride a lot of horses and be around a lot of horses that were the best of the best.
Yeah.
So that kind of got that started and going. And I left there. I worked for the Sixes. Trina and I both did, actually. And then from there, I had an opportunity to meet Ray when I was real young. When I was I might have been 10, 11 years old. I seen him. My dad shot a lot of horses and stuff, and he was shoeing horses for a gentleman by the name of Sonny Todd in Big Timber, Montana. And Ray was there doing a clinic. And of course, I was just there with my dad and stuff, and I had no clue of what I was even seeing or what was even happening.
Yeah.
So that was the first. But I had heard about Ray all my life growing up and stuff. He was like a household name in the West.
Okay.
And so I had an opportunity to go ride with him. I think that was first time we got to ride, or I rode with him the first year, was in 1993.
Yeah.
93, I think it was, is when 93, maybe 94, that winter, January in 94, I think he came to Florida, and I got an opportunity to ride with him and see him work with these horses. And he did things with them horses that I'd never seen anybody do before or after.
You're not the first person I've heard that from.
So,
about Ray.
He huge influence. I was very fortunate, though, that I spent time with Buster. I feel personally that I spent time with Buster before I met Ray.
Why is that?
I don't think I would have been near as open-minded about some things
Okay.
that of Buster's philosophy. But then after spending time with Ray and looking back on that, they were nothing alike in a lot of ways. One thing they both had in common, though, was they were both 100% positive. And they both really, really believed in their horses. So, but in the big picture of it, it was basically all the same. Having the ability to be able to bring out in these animals, these horses and stuff, things that they would naturally do without you, and turning it into something that was very productive for you. So that's kind of how I've gotten to where I've gotten today. Right. And of course, I'll have to give Trina a lot of credit. I mean, she's went with me and helped me every step of the way. So
that's 1987. That's a long time. So
38 years.
Tell me about you, Trina. What's your background in horses?
I grew up in Lecanto, Florida, which was about probably 30 miles southwest of Ocala. So I grew up in horse country. My mom was a trainer. We showed a lot of horses, and was doing that when I met Tom.
Okay.
And then he says, "You want to go out west?" And I'm like, "Sure.
Wow.
Let's go."
So you grew up in kind of the show horse world,
I
not
grew
so
up in the
much
show horse
ranching.
world. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We did a lot with jumping, Western pleasure.
Okay.
Everything you could do with a horse. My mom always encouraged us to do it.
Aww.
So
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's in your blood.
It's in my blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rode from an early age. Mom was pregnant and still showing. So I'm like, I think they had to leave the horse show so she could go have my brother.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. She said they just thought I was fat. I just kept showing.
Oh my gosh. It happens to us, right?
Yeah.
Well, so if you could each sum up your philosophy of horsemanship in a couple of sentences, what might you say about that?
The biggest thing that helps me kind of stay on track and keep in the back of my mind is the most important thing for me is to try to better understand what these animals need us to do so that they can do what they would like to do for us because they want to, not because they have to. And that's my whole deal. Being able to take what they naturally understand and how they naturally respond to things, figure those things out, and how to present them to the horse to be able to accomplish what maybe I would like to do, but they do it because they want to. Animals want to please us.
So I'm constantly, being from the hunter jumper world, thinking about and grappling with, we do this jumping thing, these colored sticks that look like,
right.
Las Vegas sometimes. How would you say that, like, how does a horse want to go to the other side of that?
That number one, you got to remember, they want to please us. They want to do for us. They want to do anything they can possibly do to help please us. Number one, the natural instinct of a horse wanting to jump over something is there. Some are, of course, going to be handier than others, but the desire to want to please you, and this goes back, and we can start going down lots of different roads, but this all goes back to, for me, it don't make any difference, Vicki, what you want to do with your horse. It has nothing to do with what you want to do with your horse. Bottom line, getting a horse, building what we speak of as this straightness in these horses, promotes a sureness in them. If you can ever get a horse straight, he'll get sure about things. If you can ever get him sure about something, he'll get straight for you. They feed each other. And this is a very, very important piece to this. And I heard Ray say it. I've heard Buster say it. I've heard Tom Dorrance say it. I've heard Bud Williams say it. All these great people that have handled livestock talk about this straightness. When an animal gets straight, he gets sure. When an animal gets crooked, he gets unsure. When a horse gets unsure, he will be crooked.
Mm.
Those things feed each other.
Mm.
No different than straightness promotes sureness, and sureness promotes straightness.
Mm.
And it don't make any difference if you want to go around a barrel, you want to hit a polo ball, you want to cut a cow, you want to go over a jump, show a dressage test. Straightness is the key.
Mm. I love that.
That's the key to enter into the horse's world.
Yeah.
He will give you that. You can't take that from him.
Yeah.
That's his choice.
Huh. And do you think that comes from a desire in the horse's part to be balanced and safe? When he's straight, he's balanced, and when he's straight, he's safe.
Yes, he has something to believe in, and he has something, and that's all. That's all, as far as I'm concerned, is all got to do with how Mother Nature was put together. It's there. These horses can do anything you want them to do out there in pasture without you. The only time they can't do those things is when we get involved with it.
We get in their way.
We get in their way. We handicap our horses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Trina, your turn. In a couple sentences, no pressure. How would you describe your philosophy of horsemanship?
I want my horses to like me, respect me, trust me, and that goes both ways. I respect, trust, and love my horses. Mm-hmm. And then when I have that, I can pretty much get them to do anything I would like to because they want to please me.
Yeah.
So that's where I go.
Yeah.
It's what I want. And it's like the Tom Dorrance quote. I can ride them up a power pole or down a badger hole. Not that I want to, but I want them to believe in me enough to think that we could.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
So, yeah, I like that too.
So, what's it like to be Tom and Trina these days? Tell me a little bit about what your life is like on a day-to-day basis.
I don't know.
It changes on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, we try not to get caught up in too much of a routine or a pattern, but we really enjoy spending time with our animals, and we enjoy sharing that with people. I enjoy traveling. I can go down the same road over and over and over, and I see something different every time I go. So we really been very, very blessed to travel all over the world doing this because of the horses and the cattle and the animals and stuff. And it's just been great. It's just been great. And next week we're going to be in New Mexico for Ray Days, and the week after that we're going to be in Texas doing a clinic, and then a week or two after that we do another stockmanship clinic in Texas. And being able to work with the people and see the people that enjoy their animals. Just no different than yourself. Having you here and being able to work with you and give you some ideas, and then to watch that come through for them horses and stuff. It's not about what we want. It's about being able to see that communication and that relationship build between those animals and people that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what we do. We got our daughter and son-in-law live in Wyoming. We have 2 grandchildren. We try to spend a little time with them.
Where are you based out of? Where's your home?
Our home is wherever we're at. Wherever we're at, it's home to us. We do have a place in southern Oklahoma, Ardmore, Oklahoma, just west of there, about 20 miles, a little community called Wilson.
Okay.
And then we also have a place in Buffalo, Wyoming.
Okay.
And our daughter and son-in-law live up there in Buffalo, and that's where our grandkids are. And so we try to spend some time operating out of there.
Yeah.
We in the wintertime, we're in Oklahoma. We have what we call our winter camp, where people come and work with us.
Okay.
And then in the summertime, we have what we call our horse camp up there in Wyoming.
Oh, fun.
And people can come there and work with us,
Wow.
So, and then we fill the other times in with traveling and doing clinics and stuff. So it's been great.
Yes.
They've got this rig that's so cool. It's this 18-wheeler semi truck with a living quarters, stock horse, trailer,
Right.
Was that how I describe it? And so you guys are in the front, and the horses go in the middle, and then the quads in the back, right?
Right. Our tack room.
I mean, they have just about everything, but the Suburban in there.
Right. Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
You could maybe tow the Suburban behind it.
Right. There you go. There you go.
So one question I really love to ask, and then I think we'll wrap it up, is has there been a time in your lives where life was hard and horses helped you?
I'd say every minute.
I don't know that there, but my theory, but I'm a real optimistic type person and real positive. I don't know that my life was ever hard because we always had the horses and the animals.
That's what I was gonna say. It was never hard because the
Right.
horses have always helped us.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Live for.
Wow.
It was just. I've never had a hard day.
Hmm.
I tell folks this. I says I've never worked a day in my life, and tomorrow's not looking real good either.
Wow.
And I don't. I get up and I do what I enjoy doing. I had a gentleman ask me here, maybe a month or two ago. He says, "What do you do?" And I says, "Well, I drive around and I visit with my friends, and tell them what I think." He says, "No." He says, "I mean, what do you do to make a living? What's your occupation?" I says, "Well, I don't know." I says, "I guess I just drive around, visit with my friends, and tell them what I think." So that's
a pretty good life.
that's just the way it is. We're not in this to be famous or this, that, or the other. We're in this to enjoy spending time with animals and helping people better understand. That's why we do this. That's what keeps us going. It's just like this weekend, see the changes in your paint horse, to see the changes in the different horses working in the cattle class and stuff, to see those things come about. That's what keeps us doing it.
Yeah.
And to watch the cattle respond. I know how upset cattle can get. I've seen that. I know how upset horses can get. I've seen that. And to see that not ever come to the surface.
Yeah.
And these animals just try their hardest to try to please us. Like working with Kim yesterday with the little horse, just trying to get her in a better place to be. And those are two real simple little words, Vicki, that are so big if we choose to go down that road. And that's the words of to be. The horse only does what he does because he doesn't know another way to be. He does what he does because that's what he knows to be. Right? It's not that horses are mean or bronky or crazy or none of that. We bring that out. We create that. We cause that.
Yeah.
Right? So he's only doing what he knows to do. And he's only being the way he knows to be. So that's my philosophy on a lot of this. So if you can just understand where they're coming from and then offer them an opportunity to be something else. And they want to be something else. Don't feel good to a horse not to be in trouble. But if they don't know any other way to be, that's what you're going to have.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I loved our discussion the other night at dinner. We were talking about the importance of words, and words have meaning to us.
Creates a mindset.
And what we got to was, and you can describe this better than me, but when a person says, "Oh, that horse hates water,"
Right.
hates fly spray. Let's talk about that. We'll finish up with this.
I don't believe a horse even can come close to comprehending the concept of hate. Can they get unsure of things? A lot of times I see the human force the animal to accept that. So now they become unsure of being unsure. A horse can get really worried or really bothered about getting unsure about something for fear of what might happen to him from the human. So a lot of times, just being able to take your time and just get a horse straight, get him more sure about something. Say if he don't care for water or he's a little unsure about the water. A lot of people don't even begin to understand that a horse has no depth perception. They can't tell how deep that water is. They can't tell how close they are to that water. So they may be a little unsure about that. But if you can take your time and work with them and get them a little more sure about things, he'll start getting straighter and straighter. And as he gets straighter and straighter, you're going to start creating a certain amount of respect in there that he can trust you. Right. And that brings a lot of that out in an animal. If you can ever get him straight, he'll get sure. Or if you can just ever get him there and get him sure about being straight, the water's not an issue. It's not the water that bothers him. I'll promise you, if you left that horse out in the pasture with a creek in it, he'd cross it over and over and over. He only gets unsure because he's worried about what we're going to do to him when he gets unsure of something. So
I love that.
Straightness is very, very, very important for these animals. That's what they naturally respond to.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, well, let's wrap this up. And my last question is, if folks are interested in coming to one of your cow camps or something up in
Wyoming,
Buffalo, Wyoming, or Oklahoma in the winter, where might they find you?
They can go to tomcurtin.net.
Tomcurtin.net.
And that's where our website is. And
it's Tom Curtin Horsemanship, Tom Curtin Stockmanship.
Yeah.
You've got you look up Tom Curtin. As long as it's not a singer in Australia, you got us.
And then Trina's, of course, we got a Facebook. There's a Facebook page.
Yes.
And Trina, you teach clinics as well. Tell us a little bit about those.
Yes.
Okay. I do. I call it energy healing, and I do some energy healing with horsemanship combined. Ladies retreats. We keep it down in numbers.
Okay.
I usually only take 10.
Okay.
And I've got 3 or 4 a year.
And folks bring their own horse?
They bring their own horses.
Okay.
They do. They don't have to have a horse, but they can bring their own horses. And I work on each person. I work on each horse, and then we do some horsemanship and have a lot of fun and giggle because we're all girls.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I got to put one of those on the calendar for me next year.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
I have one in New Hampshire. I have one in Vermont. I have one in Texas, and we have one scheduled for next year in Montana.
Okay.
As soon as we get our clinic schedule out.
Well, we should get you out of the weather and have you to Scottsdale in the winters.
Oh, that'd be fun.
It is extremely interesting to see the changes that come through for the horses and the people in this.
Oh, that could be the topic next time we get together. I'll do you and me without him, and we'll get real down and dirty into the energy part of the horses.
There's
fascinating.
Yes, it's fascinating. Really fascinating, and Trina's her schools can be very in depth if that's what you choose to do. Mm-hmm. It don't have to be that way, but if you want some really, really neat information of why and how this all goes together, it's pretty valuable. Yeah. Pretty valuable.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
you.
You're
really
welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And you all have a great day. And my little ending tagline is happy horsewomanship to you all. Stay curious, stay committed, and if you can, stay in the saddle.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. That was awesome.